Hey everybody, it's Helen Birch here. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about 5 ways to respond to a partner's erectile dysfunction. So we all know that talking about sex is awkward, but what do you do when awkward sex happens? In particular, today I want to talk about one main subject, which is how do you respond when your partner loses their erection? If you're feeling frustrated because your partner is struggling with erectile dysfunction, then you are not alone. Millions of men go through this problem every year. So, you as a woman or a partner are not alone in this. If you are seeking new ways to respond to a partner's erectile dysfunction, then I have 5 ways that might help. Erectile dysfunction, or ED, can happen in 2 ways. It can, one, be difficult to get hard, or it can be difficult to stay hard once erection occurs. I talk about this and why it happens in my previous videos, which you can see on my page. So please believe me when I say that it is incredibly common. Estimates suggest that at least 50% of men will experience sexual dysfunction at some point in their lives. But as stressful and upsetting as this can be for the person having erectile dysfunction, it can be just as confusing and stressful for you, their partner. So today, I would like us to use our imagination and understand the point of view of the partner. We will talk about what's actually happening and how to respond in a compassionate way. I will also share how to respond in a way that keeps sexy time alive. So, without further ado, here are my 5 things to bear in mind. Number 1, you are not the reason. Our culture puts a big emphasis on physical looks, so it's not surprising that when your partner has erection difficulties, you assume that it's because of you. You assume it's because you are not attractive enough, but that is not the reason. The causes of erectile dysfunction are mainly physiological and psychological. So, for example, the muscles in the pelvic floor aren't strong enough to keep the blood flowing. That is not because you are not good looking enough. That is a physical reason. Muscles don't respond to how attractive you are or how good you are in bed. So if you're beating yourself up, thinking that you are the cause, then please believe me, you are not the reason. Number 2, there might be a psychological reason. So, erection problems can happen when a person is nervous or stressed. This puts the body into fight or flight response, and this directs blood away from the penis. This creates panic in the mind, such as, I'm so happy that we're having sex, but I'm really nervous and I hope it all goes okay. If these thoughts are running through your partner's head, then it can cause panic and anxiety, which leads to erection problems. Number 3, being turned on and genital response are not the same thing. Scientific research suggests that becoming aroused and getting hard or wet if you are female don't always happen together. So you might be really turned on without your genitals responding the way that you might expect. But on the other hand, you could suddenly become hard or wet without being sexually aroused. For example, the vibrations when you're riding along in a car. Number 4, you need to change your definition of sex. So penetration is just one part of sex. So if your partner loses their erection during sex, particularly penetration, then you need to try turn the situation around and try to use other sexual activities instead. This way, instead of you both worrying that something is wrong or it creating an awkward situation, you can support each other. A good way to respond and support someone is to tell them that it's okay and that what has happened is common, and that you know it is not a reflection on your attractiveness. So suggest other sexual activities. There is a lot more to sex than just penetration, and it can be whatever you and your partner want it to be. So get your imagination flowing and think of new ways to experience sex. Additionally, this break can create a distraction and lessen the pressure. When your partner's mind is less anxious and occupied with other sensations and activities, the erection may come back anyway. Number 5, talk about it. Sometimes we assume that having a long lasting erection is due to being super masculine, and penetration is the ultimate form of masculinity. But those are just assumptions, mainly down to cultural expectations. So instead, try having a conversation with your partner where you talk about sex and what it does for you. Is sex for you about closeness, pleasure, intimacy, or simply about having fun? While these conversations can be awkward, the more we talk about it, the easier it becomes. So I hope you have enjoyed this little video on how to respond to a partner's erectile dysfunction. It is important to understand the nature of your partner's condition, and it is equally important to understand your partner's feelings and emotions. Remember, as in any relationship, communication is key. If you feel overwhelmed at the thought of talking to your partner about their erectile dysfunction, remember that it's best to do it sooner rather than later. Sometimes certain situations can trigger erectile dysfunction, and these should be discussed with your partner also. There are many treatment options for erectile dysfunction, including hypnotherapy. So please get in touch with myself for a free consultation if you want to have a chat about the best possible way to treat the problem for you or your partner. If you are suffering from erectile dysfunction and need help, then please feel free to contact me. I will leave my email address in the description box below, as well as a link to my website. And I am always happy to help and try and answer any questions or worries that you may have. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you found this video useful, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye bye for now. Thank you.